Welcome to this virtual fair 2021. This is a local session here for Canada, but I guess worldwide, everyone can come and see us. It's really in your hands, and this is the EPLAN Certified System Integrators program that we are launching today, and we want to show you the value of this unique, interesting feature. So I'm Roland Junk. I'm with the company EPLAN already over 20 years. I've started in Germany for a couple of years and then came over here to Canada since 1997, I believe. And pretty much since then, I've been working with my co-host, Andre Bousset. He will be talking a little bit about a similar program on the Rittal side. Hello, Andre.
Hi, Roland.
Introduce yourself.
Absolutely. I'm Andre Bousset, Managing Director at Rittal Systems. I've been doing this for 30 years. I started in 1990, and very glad to be here today. And thank you for all to attend, and hope that you'll find some value in it. I'll hand it back to you, Roland.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So let's talk first on let's go to the next slide here, where we want to talk a little bit about the situation here in Canada. Technically, a lot of people do electrical design. Various softwares are being used, all across the board. And most likely, those softwares are there because the people know them, right? The familiarity of the software they use, it's just, when you know something, you don't want to change. You want to keep it. The other thing sometimes that is a reason why the software they use is the price. Now, the question I ask is the best price, the lowest price, absolutely the best option or the best design software for electrical engineering? Well, that's maybe not 100%, where I'm heading here. So let's see, for the next slide, we will talk about what the market actually requires. So yes, of course, the market needs you to improve processes for different reasons, right? You have the system integrators on one side. They have to improve speed and workflow internally, just simply because they have to get things out faster. They want to increase the volume of work they have. This is one of their reasons. On the other side, you have panel builders or even system integrators. They are actually working or trying to work on larger projects that come from larger companies. And these larger companies are asking you to work with EPLAN. Now, they already understand the added value of EPLAN, so technically they know that by using EPLAN, you will be more efficient, you will provide a higher quality of documentation, and this is the reason why they ask you to do it in EPLAN. But also, those companies, they most likely, by using EPLAN, have it a lot easier when they do modifications on your systems. Because as you know, any system that you provide will live for the next 10, 15, 20 years within these larger companies. So modification is a big thing. And then last but not least is the current situation that we live in. We talk a lot about COVID. I don't want to talk too much about it. The last month, year or so, we've been talking about it. But one thing that COVID did is push people and companies to really think differently, to think in a more efficient way, to be more competitive, to be more efficient, and of course, at the end of the day, to be cost effective, right? So let's take a look at something that we came up with. It's the EPLAN Certified System Integrators Program. Why did we actually think about this? Well, it's actually for you customers. It's really for you and you only customers. We put the focus on the customers. First and foremost, when somebody has a certification, it provides a certain trust in that company, right? What we also want to ensure is that you are familiar and proficient in using EPLAN, because we all know the better you use EPLAN, the more time you can save. Contractors out there that are looking for your type of company, EPLAN customers that know how to use EPLAN, they are looking and reaching out for us for names, and we want to give you some visibility there. And that is really what it is. And on top of all that, we want to ensure that EPLAN users make the most out of the software. They save time, they make gains in efficiency, they increase quality of documentation, all that by spending less on projects. I mean, as you know, EPLAN does, with Rittal, cover more than just the engineering. It also covers the manufacturing aspect. So not only do you design in EPLAN, but you also help on the manufacturing side. Together with Rittal, we have solutions that can, for instance, as an example, this is why this table is here, by changing your methods of manufacturing, you could potentially drill down a regular project of 58 hours down to 24 hours if you actually use all of the methods that we show you. Let's take a look at what this program is all about. This is actually, I think, on the next slide here. So the EPLAN Certified Systems Integrator program, what is it? Well, it's nothing else than a small certification.
Has joined the meeting.
Program. It is also recognized by the Rittal Certified System Integrator program, which Andre will actually describe a little bit later. And the idea is to actually try to come up with a kind of a certification of your skills and expertise in designing with EPLAN. Now, how is it done? It's actually based on a very objective way of qualifying you. We cannot say how good you are as an electrical engineer. What we can do, though, is based on the level of implementation of features. And you've heard that all along in this virtual fair, right? Here, this feature, you can save some time. This feature, you save some more time. And this other feature, you save even more time. Well, this is actually how we can evaluate what and how efficient you are. And based on a roadmap or a line of milestones that we actually established by a simple questionnaire, we try to see how you maximize the usage of EPLAN. And through this questionnaire that you can self-explore and see, you know, what kind of features are interesting for you and which ones you have been using and which ones you haven't been using, you can pretty much self-evaluate yourself and ask for an audit to participate in this certification program. We created 3 different levels: the EPLAN Fundamental Partner, the EPLAN Advanced Partner, and the EPLAN Performance Partner. Let's talk about the first level. Okay, first level here, the EPLAN Fundamental Partner. This, of course, is the customer that bought EPLAN, but also committed to use EPLAN on all their schematics. Now, technically, when you create schematics in EPLAN, you know that you can create schematics based on components or parts that you pick from the EPLAN data portal. And we hope you use these data portal parts because we have over 900,000 parts, 250 manufacturers participating, giving you on a silver plate the commercial information and the engineering information necessary for you to do the design. Technically, we expect you at that level to generate a bill of material within your electrical schematics. We also expect you to understand what a wire or a cable is. So the wire numbering and the cable numbering, we expect you to be able to number them automatically and generate maybe a few reports, maybe generate also a label sheet or a label Excel sheet to facilitate, you know, the manufacturing of the project itself. On top of that, we expect that you train all your people. We can train the people, you can train the people, it doesn't matter. All we want is that the people that use EPLAN know what they're doing, and based on a certain standard that you develop internally, or we help you with our EPLAN experience standardization, help you to develop, you actually create similar projects in and out all year long. And you share that data, you know, on a structured way. So you develop some sort of a structured plan for your EPLAN adoption. This is the fundamental basic EPLAN usage. Okay, this is number 1 level. The number 2 level, this guy, he did it a little bit more. What he did, he actually jumped into the panel layout 3D mode, the digital twin. Now, I don't have to talk about the benefits and all the virtues and the added value of the 3D. Mechanical people have discovered that 10 years ago. But electrical people were a little bit late on that. And I can only invite you to go to that level because you have a collision check. You have so many different benefits in going with the panel layout in 3D. So obviously you went forward with
has left the meeting.
Has ProPanel or ProPanel as a an add-on to your existing systems. What that primarily gives you is additional information, additional reports that you did not have earlier, such as actually drilling information. The drilling information is particularly interesting in combination with the National Rittal Modification Center or any of their Rittal certified system integrators that actually have a Perforex machine, because you can actually send your EPLAN project to the Rittal Modification Center, and they will ship you back a panel with a mounting plate pre-drilled, with the walls pre-drilled, and even the door pre-drilled. So no need for jigsaws and drills and long task on that side. So you're really a little bit more efficient. On the labeling side, we also expect you to use some labeling solutions like the Phoenix Contact or Wago label printers. And on top of all that, you have a better understanding of the standards of EPLAN, and you can address different solutions for different customers. Sometimes these customers here pushed it a little bit further, and they create even their hydraulic and pneumatic drawings with fluid add-on. They may actually exchange IO list with the Element Select Plus, or even better than that, they do P&IDs, right? So they really push the usage of EPLAN even further, and they are even more efficient. This, I believe, is the next nicest step. I'd like every customer in Canada to actually come to that level. Then there is the cream of the cream, the level number 3. If we can look at this EPLAN performance partner, he has pushed it to a degree where even his schematics in the engineering section is probably done twice as fast. He has been using macros, placeholders, Cogeneer, options module. He's pumping out those schematics in time that you can't even imagine. It's probably 10 times faster than your CAD system today. The other thing he does is he does not waste any time wherever EPLAN can do it for him. So wire numbering, cable numbering, terminals, terminal diagrams, everything, he's using it. He's doing, of course, the digital twin. And when he's finished with the exact bill of material, he's not even typing one bill of material individually. He is just giving it over to the ERP sourcing people so they can do the purchasing right away. It's all integrated, right? They integrated it all. And when you look at how he exchanges with the rest of the community, with his managers, with his project leaders, with his customers, with his manufacturing, he uses the cloud services of EPLAN. He uses eView, ePulse, eManage, everything there is there to just make the revision management perfect and the documentation perfect. So pretty much it's an integrated PDM system we offer him on a silver plate. Of course, you can use these features from level 1 onwards, but here we just expect him to use them, right? And then there is the cream of the cream, the routing. The routing that he does on the panel layout gives him the wire length. What is a wire length for? If you just want the wire length, it's not really interesting. What is interesting is to look at what Rittal Automation Systems, RAS, does with the wire length. Rittal Automation Systems, RAS, creates and has a wire terminal. It's pretty much like a wire printer. Out of EPLAN, you print your wires, you prefabricate, manufacture your wires, you hang them on a sort of a sleeve, and the electrician just picks up the wire and just puts it in. Now think about it. When you go to manufacturing and down on the manufacturing floor and you really cut down every single step of the panel build, and this is what we did at Rittal and EPLAN, we actually evaluated which single step could we help and improve. Number 1, ducts and rails. I can give you a duct and rail list that you can cut them somewhere around a grinder or a cutting machine. We even have a cutting machine at RAS that will pre-cut all your ducts and rails. Remember, the Mod Center or the Perforex machine does all the drilling. So no one has to drill anymore. The panels come in-house pre-drilled and you just assemble them. In the assembly, we can help you on the terminal side. We have a terminal assembler, or we can work together with other partners such as Phoenix Contact. They will pre-assemble the terminals. Now, all that is left is obviously put your devices in the panel and they are ready for the wiring. And this is something that not a lot of people realize, but when you take the complete time of fabrication of a panel, 45 to 50% is actually spent on the wiring manufacturing and wire landing. Wire manufacturing roughly can take up to 3 minutes per wire. You know, cut the wires, strip the wires, crimp the wires. Don't forget, it's on both sides. So strip the wire again, crimp the wire on the second side too. And not to forget, put the 2 labels on. The wire terminal from RAS does that in 12 seconds. And you don't even have to be there. The machine runs pretty much by itself. It can actually take up to 36 different types of wires, and it just hangs the wires with the names there on a hanger. So the electrician gets his hanger with wires. He can use the smart wiring, and with the smart wiring, he knows exactly where these wires will go, and he just lands them. He can probably save another 15, 20, 25% on the landing side because of the smart wiring. And you already at that point know when the machine will be done. This is the kind of partner I want to work with. And the interesting thing about this is the way that we present this. You can use this on a machine that is only in a unit of 1. A lot of people think, oh, you need hundreds of those. No, unit of 1, and that benefit works. Not unit of 100. Unit of 1. One machine, I do the routing, I do the length, and I fabricate. Instead of 58 hours, a panel can be built in 24 hours. We've done a couple of testings there on the Rittal side and on EPLAN, and we have even an innovation center in Germany where we can show you these techniques, you know, about fabricating a panel quicker in an automated way. And really,
has joined the meeting.
Really, this EPLAN performance partner, if I'd be one of those contractors looking for someone, this is the one I'd aim at, right? So what we want to do is give you the opportunity to qualify yourself level 1, level 2, level 3, but even better than that, every level 1 should aim at becoming a level 2, and every level 2 should be aiming at becoming a level 3, honestly. And if you do so, we will put you out there, we will give you some visibility, and we want to put you out in the focus in this certification program. Now, we combined, actually, we took this idea from our predecessor who did it, Rittal. Andre, can you talk about what you did actually before we did it? That's basically the Rittal certified system integrator. I think it's the next slide, right?
Yes. Yeah, hello everybody. Thank you for being here, and thank you, Roland, for the intro. And yes, I'll talk about our certified integrator program. We have had it for a period of time, but we haven't done a great job of advertising it, of getting interest in it. So when we talk about the purpose of it, it's much like EPLAN. We want to give the customer the ability to be sure that companies that are able to do Rittal or for projects that they need Rittal, that they have companies that are able to do it, the Rittal design, the integration in a knowledgeable way, in an efficient way. We often get requests for references, and you know, it's always a little bit hard to remain objective. But the Rittal certified program would be a way for us to point those references to people that we've gone through and actually identified have the capabilities, have the knowledge. A certified integrator brings a level of confidence to the user that the integration will be done in the most efficient and in the prescribed way. So there are requirements to these certified levels. There's 2 of them. There's the enclosure and climate control, and the power distribution is usually an adder. You have technical capabilities, training, software proficiency, and business planning. And all these are important because it's all part of being prepared for the customer. On the technical capabilities, we want people that are able to use EPLAN, obviously AutoCAD, because a lot of stuff still gets done in AutoCAD. You need to be able to integrate those into your planning. The ongoing training, that's huge because there's so many times that I find people don't understand the product. You don't know the number of times I'm asked, how do I move a mounting plate? You know, it's not a complicated thing, but it's very often that's requested, and you know, you want people to know those, not only those basics, but the more intricate parts of Rittal, which makes Rittal special. You know, that's what makes Rittal different from a lot of other products. So we've got the ongoing training. Software proficiencies, depending on the levels, we've got a number of softwares, right from the basic climate control, calculation of heat dissipation, right into power engineering, where you can design power distribution panels. And then the business planning is important because you want to be prepared. When your customer has a project, well, they wanted the enclosures not yesterday, but about a week before. So you want to be talking to Rittal and saying, here's what we see coming down the pipe, so that Rittal can be prepared to have the enclosures in place and not, oh, surprise, we need 100 enclosures, which happens all too often. So all these things are the requirements. Ruben, the next page, please. The benefits to the integrators that join us is that they're recognized. So they actually are on our website. They can add a badge to their literature. You know, and again, when we get requests for references requests, we will push them to those people that are on the website, because we've got to trust that they understand the product, that they know the product. They'll get obviously priority on training. Not only on Rittal, but on EPLAN as well. So very simply, that's the process we've put in place for our certified integrator system. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Andre. This is really, as you can see, it's what served us to actually take this initiative here in Canada. Anyone here in Canada, any EPLAN customer and non-EPLAN customers, feel free to get in contact with us and see how you can participate. It's a very, very easy step. We will send you a small questionnaire. This is pretty much the list of milestones and features we'd like to investigate with you together, which ones you have been using and which ones you have not yet been using. And we only invite you to actually start using them, you know, just as an idea. Labeling. Some people know there is a labeling feature, but because the labeling feature is done on the manufacturing side, they just don't take the time to really think and set it up, and they just leave it up to the electricians to type the labels by hand. Although what they could do is spend maybe an hour or two together or with us, and we would set them up. So it's basically just print the labels out of your EPLAN project, and the guys down on the shop floor just actually peel them off from whatever labeling tool they have. This is just one example, right? And the more of these small features you take advantage of, the faster you are and the less time you will spend on that project. And you know what, guys? You can do more projects for years. And we hope that we will help you fill those projects or these projects times.